and welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the right field episode. And if I may say so myself, this is the most stacked position we've done thus far. Ridiculous amount of Hall of Famers, even elite Hall of Famers, I think. Also, for the third straight episode, we have Buddy here. He now is the record holder for most episodes by a guest.
Where's my belt?
He is past Schaller. Shout out Schaller. You got to pick up your game, man.
Better step it up, brother. I've actually been looking forward to this episode the most.
All right.
Told you guys he was going to be back.
Yeah.
Hopefully you believe me.
Vegas odds.
Shut up.
Oh, wow. This has nothing to do with baseball, but James Gunn just fired Henry Cavill.
What?
Oh, all right.
So he was back for 30 seconds.
He's making moves, damn it.
There you go.
We're going to go down this rabbit hole in a baseball episode.
That's true.
We'll talk about it afterwards. Let's go.
All right. Well, Drew, let's start off with Drew again. Who is your number 3 right fielder?
My number 3 is Roberto Clemente.
It's a good one.
He did not make my list.
He's my number 3 as well.
Okay. He didn't make it, but I think that's a good choice.
I really don't think you can go wrong with 5 of these choices.
Yes, I agree.
You know?
Mhm.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm not mad that you picked Roberto Clemente. I just didn't know
Right.
him.
So
who else got Clemente?
Drew and I.
Yeah.
So 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
2.
You didn't have him, buddy?
Nope. I went with
Oh, well,
my personal favorite.
Hold on.
yeah, hang on.
Okay.
Let's talk about
Old
old
Roberto. He's got MVP, 15-time All-Star. He has 2 rings, 12 Gold Gloves. He's got one of those World Series MVPs. He's got 4 batting titles. He has exactly 3,000 hits, 240 home runs, and he batted .317.
Mm-hmm.
And he died. So that
Right after his 30,000th hit.
During his career.
yeah, that was
Right,
like
yeah.
his
Yeah,
wife
yeah.
actually accepted his 12th Gold Glove because.
That's still a record. I think he's tied with Willie.
So how long into his career was he when he passed away?
18 years.
Oh, so okay.
He-
So
he-
he'd been in there a long
He's already
time.
played
Yeah.
2,400 games at this point.
Okay. All right.
But at in his last season, he hit 312. It wasn't like he had fallen off.
I was going to
You
say,
know,
he hasn't hit his decline.
And he won a
you
Gold
know.
Glove.
Yeah, and he won a Gold Glove.
Yeah.
So he's still killing it. Oh yeah.
He's one of those guys that did it all, for sure. I mean, he doesn't have the stolen base numbers, but, you know, I really gravitate towards those guys that can hit and they can play the field also. So I don't like just some, like we talked about before, just some meat box mashing home runs, but hits 210 and trips over his shoelaces in left field, you know, so.
Yeah, I agree. He has 4 batting titles. Although here's a weird one here for us guys. We have ground into double plays for him, and we didn't for a couple guys earlier that played almost the same time.
It's like tackles.
Yeah,
Depending on who you play for.
We don't want to get in that mess either.
they have him down for 275 ground into double plays.
I don't even know if that's a lot or not.
I mean,
I don't know if it's a lot, but I know who the all-time leader is, so we could look him up. The all-time leader is Pujols.
I can tell you,
How many is
seems
it?
like a lot, but
I mean, 275 does seem like a lot.
But when you play 162 games a year,
And you play like he said he played like 2,800 games or something.
Yeah.
So
that can't be. Yeah,
that
that
might not be a lot. I don't know. I really don't know.
ground into
1930.
426 is Pujols.
Okay. So like.
So how many did Clemente have?
275.
How many games did Pools play?
3,080.
Yeah, seeing 400 doesn't seem that.
I don't know.
It says 1939. Was grounded into double plays.
That's what it says.
What now?
That's when they started tracking grounded
Yeah.
into double plays. 1939.
Oh, okay. But I guess here's my thing is like, yeah, you played 3,000 games, you did it 400 times, but how many times in those games did you come up with a runner on first? You know what I mean? Because the guy out in front of you has to get a hit, but it can't be a double or triple or a home run. It
Or
has to
walk,
be a
yeah.
single or a
Or
walk.
walk,
Yeah. You know, like
Or how often was it where you got out and the person on base did something stupid and then
No,
they got
it's
thrown
actually
out?
it actually has to be you hitting the ball into the double play.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't count it as like they get picked off running after a pop fly
Okay.
or something. They don't
I
count
gotcha.
it. It's literally just you grounding into a double play.
I have another quick question. Back in, I think it was last episode, didn't you say that was the speaker guy is the
Yeah.
all-time leader in double plays recorded?
Yes, him throwing the double plays, like him catching the ball and throwing someone out with an outfield assist.
Oh, the outfield
Like
assist. I
yeah,
forgot about that.
so
Okay.
he had the record for most outfield assists of all time and double plays turned. So he was
So they were tracking double plays turned, but
yes,
not
but
people
not
that hit
but not the
double
hitter
plays?
grounding into double plays apparently.
Interesting. Okay. That's what got me. Okay.
This is
All right. Well,
I mean, Clemente. I mean, they have an award after him. For humanitarian and.
that's how
Player
he
of the
died.
year.
He was
Yeah.
flying a plane
Right.
to what country was
Puerto
it?
Rico. I
Puerto
think.
Was it
Rico.
Puerto Rico that
Yeah.
just had a hurricane or something
For
for
humanitarian work.
humanitarian work? But they put too much weight on it and it couldn't
Yeah.
stay up.
That's so shitty.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, really.
Like they put too much relief on the plane.
Yeah.
And he died for it. Like I mean,
So-
that's
Yeah.
that's weird. Like just to say out loud, like we were trying to help too much,
Right.
but essentially somebody didn't do their job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what we're talking about
Someone
here.
didn't keep track of how much
Somebody
they put.
somebody overloaded a plane, and it cost at least somebody their life, if not multiple people.
Yeah.
Yeah. probably
And then
multiple.
everyone where they were flying probably too.
Well,
No relief.
Right. Yeah. Those they got no
No
relief.
relief.
And
Sorry for laughing at that.
he played for the Pirates, correct?
I'm assuming.
Yes.
So, do you all consider him the greatest Pirate of all time?
yeah, I think so. I mean, Willie Stargell's
Yeah.
good too, but
Yeah,
I think
that's
Robert.
the two I think of right off
Yeah,
the bat.
but I always think of
Clemente
Roberto
Stargell.
Clemente as the greatest.
Unroided Bonds was there, who was winning MVPs.
He was. That's true. But I always think of Bonds as a
I
giant.
think Bonds, big old boy walking up to the plate in San Fran.
But I mean, he
Yeah.
was winning 3-4 MVPs and
I'm
Gold
looking-
Gloves and stealing bases and
That's
with-
true.
without
I mean,
cheating there.
But Clemente and Stargell won,
Yeah, true.
and Barry didn't. Until he went to San Francisco.
I guess those other guys were.
Barry was only there for
Yeah.
7 years.
He
I mean,
was
not that 7 years is nothing.
Right.
But I mean, Roberto Clemente was there for 18 years.
and
Right.
he was in San Francisco for 15 years.
He was there
Yeah.
for 15, really.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was there that long. Wow, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought he was with the Pirates for like around 10 or 11 years.
I was thinking that too. I was
Yeah.
thinking he was there longer than 7 years.
I guess my point is moot. But I just wanted everybody's opinion. It's just a franchise that doesn't get talked about a lot, so
So, this is a question for you, Uncle Doug, because I don't think the rest of us are old enough to remember. How did Barry get from Pittsburgh to the Giants? Because he won his MVP his last year there. So did they trade him after that?
didn't he get into a huge
Season-
disagreement with Jim Leland?
I think he did.
I think him and Jim
I
Leland.
can't remember whether they traded him or he just left. I don't remember. No.
'Cause he won the MVP his last year in Pittsburgh and his first year with the Giants.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
Because wasn't Jim Leland there with the Pirates? And then
Leland was there with the Pirates. I don't remember the time frame though.
Jim Leland was kind of a hard ass, and I thought him and Barry Bonds went at it
Probably.
hardcore, and then they just he either left or they got rid of him. So he won the MVP, and then he got. Well, he might have got traded or he left.
He traded free agency. I have no idea, but he won the MVP. and
Pirates
then-
probably didn't want to pay him.
That could be too.
and that's always a possibility with a few teams. You know, the Pirates, Oakland, the Marlins.
You especially don't want to pay someone who's a giant ass
Rays.
that
Right.
talks
Yeah.
shit to your manager and probably ruins the clubhouse.
Well, and, yeah, everybody on the team.
Jeff Kent, who's known as being one of the biggest assholes in MLB history, hated Barry Bonds, and
They got in a fist fight in the dugout.
Yeah.
because he's one of the people that stood up to him.
Yeah,
Jeff Kent didn't
right.
care. Jeff
Yeah.
Kent was nuts. He was, he was an asshole, but he went at Bonds because Bonds thought he was just could do whatever he wanted to anybody he felt like, and Kent's like, hey, I'm an MVP and an All-Star too, and now I'm gonna punch you in the face. Because he was. There might have been a year or two where Jeff Kent won the MVP in San Francisco.
Yes, he did.
Jeff Kent was the man.
It says on here. I mean, year 7's about right for free agency, and it said that San Francisco just offered him the highest contract, and that's why he chose San Francisco.
Oh, so he was a free agent?
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
well.
gathering up on.
Yeah, so the Pirates probably didn't even try and re-sign him, maybe, or
No, they
lowballed him or
I don't
something.
know if they could afford it. I mean,
Probably couldn't afford it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, enough about Barry Bonds since he's not a right fielder. So we have Roberto Clemente with 2 people. So that was Drew and Doug. That is
Yep.
correct.
Yep.
So Wade, who's your number 3, bud?
I have good old Frank Robinson.
He's my number 3.
solid pick.
I looked at Frank. Yeah,
Yeah, I did too. Frank's definitely a solid pick.
I just thought after.
He's my number 1.
Oh, okay.
Number 1, huh?
He's a Reds fan, so that's
Yeah.
yeah.
I almost put Griffey as my number 1 at center just for shits and giggles.
So that's 3.
Yeah, buddy, you didn't have him?
Nope.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I know who your number 3 is. I know who your number 3 is.
I mean, it's kind of crazy that he's number 3 and he has just under 3,000 hits, just a little under 600 home runs, over 1,800 RBIs, batted just under 300. I mean, we're talking about. I mean, listen to that. He's a Hall of Famer, 2-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, Triple Crown, 14-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, Gold Glove winner, World Series MVP, batting title, All-Star Game MVP, Player of the Year, and was even Manager of the Year. Like, and
Number
he's
1.
number 3. That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're talking about a guy that's just a beast. He led the league in runs 3 times. He led the league in doubles once. He led the league in home runs once, RBIs once. He had like Wade said, a batting title.
Led the league in on-base percentage twice, slugging percentage 4 times, OPS 4 times,
Yeah.
total bases once. I mean, hit by pitch like 5 times.
Yeah.
I mean, just an absolute monster and just flat out one of the greatest players to ever play. I mean, yeah, but right field is also ridiculously stacked. So
Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
Yeah, I don't know much about Frank except his numbers definitely stand out on paper.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know much about him, but
Well, here I'll be honest. This is why Frank Robinson made my list. I was like, well, other than my top 2 guys, his numbers are right there with everybody. But he did it while winning World Series, and he has a bunch of accolades.
well,
And that's kind of what put him over the top for me, because I was like, nobody's really outdoing him in numbers. You know, some guys are right there with him. I'm not saying they're like way behind him, but then I was like, but the accolades in the World Series is where I'm like, nobody's really matching that.
I think it's the all-around stuff. He has the batting average of 294, very good.
Mhm.
On-base percentage of 390, very, very good. You know, RBI is over 1,800. He's just 14 home runs shy of 600 home runs, and he stole over 200 bases on top of it, and he won a Gold Glove, and he has over 1,800 runs scored. I mean, he's not just dominating 1 or 2 categories. He's dominating every category, and that's why I thought he was just a great third pick.
Yeah, 586 home runs while batting 294.
nothing to shake a stick at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
Right. It would have been so hard not to come back and try and get 60 hits. 60 hits to get 3,000.
Well, he's also right below 600 home runs. He just needed 14.
Yeah.
He just needed 14 home runs, you know. It's just
You would think that would come in those 60 hits, you know?
But
Yeah.
it looks like he was hurt his last 3 years in the
Yeah,
majors. Like
it
he didn't
does.
play that much. So like maybe it was just like he was trying to get to those numbers, and since he kept getting hurt, he was like, you know what, I just got to call it.
What a bummer, man.
Yeah. Because he played 15 games, 49 games, 36 games his last 3 years.
yeah, he just wasn't playing.
That's not a season in 3 years.
Right. So, yeah. All right. Well, I don't think I have anything else to add on Robinson. Do you, Wade or Ray?
No,
No,
I'm good.
I think we pretty much fleshed that out.
All righty. Well, does anybody have a 3 left? Oh, what Buddy does.
Yeah, I do. And, I mean, so I'm just going to... My favorite, Ichiro, so he's my number 3.
Okay.
His numbers are, to me, pretty comparable to Clemente. But the one thing, there's several things for me that just... He didn't get started playing in the majors until he was 27 years old.
I've often wondered what his numbers would be like if he came over here earlier.
So crazy.
Nasty. Insane.
So it's just another one of those what ifs. You know what I mean? The next closest guy that has been in the 3,000 hit club to starting it at the Wade Boggs, he was 23 years old whenever he started in the majors. So for Ichiro to come in at 27, yes, he was coming in at the prime of his career, so they say. He was already an MVP in Japan and stuff, you know, amassed hits there. But for him to just come right into the league, Rookie of the Year and MVP, you know, how many times has that happened before? Once? Fred Lynn?
Yeah, I know Fred Lynn did it. I don't know if they're the only two or not.
So, and then just right out of the gate, you know, 10 straight 200-hit seasons. Only player to ever do that. 242 hits in his first season. That's the most ever. 2,244 hits in his first 10 seasons. That's the most ever. You know, led the league in hitting 7 times. If you look at the most hits in a season totals, he has 2 of the top 10 and 3 of the top 18, which out of how many people have ever played this game to have 3 out of the top 18 seasons of most hits, it's insane. He was a lefty, but he absolutely crushed left-handed hitting. He hit 329, which is the highest someone's hit lefty on lefty since they did the split data, you know, righties, versus lefties. He has the third most hits out of the leadoff spot, only behind Pete Rose and Ricky Henderson, but his batting average is at least 15 points higher than Rose and 40 points higher than Ricky out of the leadoff spot. So he was just, that's one of those things I value, you know. Believe it or not, he had 181 intentional walks. And to compare that, A-Rod only had 97 for his career. So he was still feared even though he didn't have the power. He's a hard out. He had an 81% steal success rate, 10 straight gold gloves. I mean, the only player ever to hit an inside the park home run at the All-Star game. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, he has over 500 stolen bases for his career.
Yeah, he and Ricky Henderson are the only two that have double-digit stolen bases every year through their age 42 season. And then he's the only player to have 10 straight seasons of 200 hits and 25 stolen bases. So it's just one of those things that's he had that 10 to 12-year burst, and then he actually requested to get traded to the Yankees to help the Mariners grow as a franchise. We talked about Clemente's grounded into double plays, 275. Ichiro grounded into double play 46 times in his stretch. He didn't play 18 seasons, but to put that in perspective, Tommy Pham is the grounded into 20 double plays last year, and he's the so Ichiro did that 46 times in his career, which is nuts. So we talked earlier about the infield hits. He had over 480 infield hits. The next closest was Jeter at 270. So he just used the tools that he had, and I mean that's why he's my favorite, and that's why I put him at number 3. I know his numbers don't really stack up to Robinson or to Babe Ruth or Hank Aaron or all these greats, Ted Williams and stuff like that, but he did it for a stretch that I think it could arguably be one of the greatest 10-year stretches in the history of baseball.
Well, I'm going to say something here, buddy, but let me finish before you
go
get
ahead.
mad, okay?
Not going to be mad.
If you were to look at Ichiro's career, like I'm looking at it right now on Baseball Reference, through the eyes of analytics, they'd say this player is worthless.
They would. Well, it's from what I said last episode.
He hits singles. He steals bases.
He doesn't walk.
Yeah, like they would be like, whoa, this guy sucks. This is part of the reason I'm like, I refuse to believe that these things are worthless. Yeah. I refuse to believe you getting on first base is a bad thing. I refuse to believe that you turning that single into a double is a bad thing.
Right.
I think he kind of got hurt by a lot of the teams he played with also. He was on a few good teams, like his rookie season, the 116 wins team, but they really didn't have a great roster. around him.
Can you imagine if Ichiro would have gone to the Yankees during when the Yankees, not even just when the 90s when they were winning, even just at the beginning of his career, went to the Yankees and hit in front of all those guys? He's standing on first base when A-Rod and Jeter and Sheffield and Matsui and Posada and all those guys are mashing. Like, it doesn't have to be the Yankees where they're winning all the time, but I just mean like a team that had big boppers behind him.
Cardinals.
Like, yeah, the Cardinals, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, any of these teams. If he would have hit in front of guys when he was hitting 350 and they were hitting 40 home runs,
Like,
you
If
know,
he hits in front of Albert or David Ortiz.
yeah,
like
exactly.
for a while, the Cardinals had like Albert and Roland, and Jim Edmonds and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you have Ichiro setting the table for those guys. It's kinda
Exactly.
nuts.
It's weird though because a lot of Asian players like going to Seattle. I don't know what the deal
It's
is.
closer to home.
Well, I think it.
Yeah, but I mean, but there's like 10 other teams in the West Coast. Like, why is it Seattle?
Right.
You know, I mean, Otani ended up going to the Angels, and Hideki Nomo went to the Dodgers. But you guys had like 3 Asian players all at the same time. at this point.
Kazuhiro Sasaki and
What was the catcher's name?
Matsuzaka and oh shoot, what was his name? I can't think of it right now. I mean, can't even think of it right now. But yeah, we
Mhm.
have had a lot of Japanese players come over there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but
Well, you all just signed one, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we did.
Well, I think something that should get brought up before we move on is Ichiro, as a fielder, was absolutely amazing, and he had a cannon.
He did
For
have
an
a
arm.
cannon. Yes, he did.
You didn't run on Ichiro. For being a small guy, he threw a ball like,
Yes.
yeah, it was nuts.
the throw came in just his 6th professional game, the one against Terrence Long in Oakland, and then that's what really just like, oh shit, yeah, I'm not running on that guy.
Didn't he used to always climb the wall and
Oh, yeah.
rob home runs all the time? I've
Yeah,
never
he'd
seen
climb
that.
up there and just hang on it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He'd get to the wall so fast, and then he'd turn and he'd just be hanging on the wall and catching it.
Yeah, I remember seeing all that stuff on Sports Center when I was younger. He was always doing something, throwing someone out or climbing the wall and robbing someone a home run.
Yeah, he definitely was a highlight reel. Can you imagine, like, if they had like a Sports Center, like, covering Babe Ruth and Roberto Clemente and Ted Williams and like all these guys?
He has 123 outfield assists. And by the way, he has a 346 playoff batting average.
He wasn't there very often.
He's 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't there very often, but
It wasn't his fault they were. You see some people go to the playoffs and bat like 125.
we had
Yeah.
King,
A-Rod sucked in the playoffs.
we had
like
King
90% of the
Felix as our pitching staff, and we didn't have much after that.
time. I love King Felix, by
I
the
did
way.
too.
Yeah.
He was one of my
Yeah.
favorite pitchers for a long
I remember
time.
him.
Yeah.
Well, when me and Alex used to do our little rivalry, or maybe I used to do that rivalry on MLB show with some of my friends too.
I think ours was a little early for Felix.
Yeah, I'm thinking after I said that, I used to do one with a couple of my other buddies, and I always had King Felix on those.
Well, King Felix is the one that broke the mold for the Cy Young Award, because the Cy Young Award was pretty much the wins award for the longest time, and then I can't remember what year it was, but King Felix had like a 1.8 ERA, but he had like 8 wins because the Seattle sucked. And everybody's like, he's clearly the best pitcher in baseball. Why are we not giving him this award? Because, somebody else had 19 wins, but an ERA of 3.5.
I think he led the league in like strikeouts too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you just had 2 runs a game, you'd have 28 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was like what 12 and 11 that year. Like
Yeah.
it was something like that.
It was right at 500.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. He had like a 245 or 50 strikeouts or something like that, and he threw like well over 200 innings, and yeah.
So
Mhm.
I don't think Ichiro's numbers stack up to the top 3 on the list, but I'm gonna put Ichiro there just for me.
Hey, man, you're good, man.
No, that's-
So
I have no problem
It's not
with
like
that.
you. It's not like you were like, "Hey guys, I'm putting Jay Buhner on."
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you Ichiro's, a great
don't
player.
piss off Jay Buhner.
I like Jay Buhner, but he's not in this league.
Right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I think everyone would agree if Ichiro would have came over here at like age 22, he'd have some hellacious hit totals and run scored and stolen base totals and
Yeah, I mean, he could potentially. We could be talking about him in the with Rose and Cobb in the 4,000 hit club.
if you combine his Japanese and American stats, he is in the 4,000 hit club.
Yeah,
He is the hit king.
Yeah, he has more hits than anyone.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that is a touchy subject. You know, whenever you talk
It is,
about
because I
baseball
mean,
fans and
then we talk about Matsui's home runs because
Right.
Matsui was hitting like
He'd have-
70 home runs a year in
he'd have
Japan.
900 home runs. Which
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have Matsui have the home run record than.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
But yeah, 4,367 professional hits. That is, and he started at 20, which is, yeah, that's unheard of.
All right. Well, do we all have the? That's everybody's 3, correct?
No,
Yep.
I still got a 3.
Oh, you still have a 3. I
Yeah.
thought you.
Oh, he had Robinson at 1.
Oh, you had Robinson at 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well.
So
Okay.
who do you have, Ray?
I got Babe at 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Good
Makes
deal.
sense.
Yeah.
Anybody
He's-
else got the Babe?
He's mine too.
He's my 2.
He's my 2.
He's my 2.
My 2.
Okay, I was
Okay.
gonna say, buddy.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, there we go.
Still thinking about Ichiro, man.
So, I was thinking about this while I was doing my research. When did they introduce the MVP award? Because I find it hard to believe Babe only has 1.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the best player in baseball for
Well,
like
just click on
forever.
Just click on the year.
Like,
Just click on his first year in Boston. Wait. Here, back up. My bad. Go back to click on the 1914 year.
1931.
so 1931 is the first year of the MVP.
1931.
What's this?
Hmm.
It says he has an MVP in 23.
Oh, well, it says the Major League Baseball Most Valuable Player Award. The first award was in 1931. So maybe I'm looking at the wrong stuff.
Here, when you click on the MVP, can't you go back each season, Alex?
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Baseball Writers Most Valuable Player Award, 1931. That's when
Huh.
I said it was introduced.
I got 22. Oh, yeah, that's the last one. Yeah. On Baseball Reference, it has it down to 1922.
I wonder if they called it something different then,
Yeah, maybe they
like
called
Player
it
of the
different.
Year
Or maybe the baseball writers didn't vote on it then, because this was
or
baseball.
Baseball Writers, 1931.
Maybe back then the players voted on
Best
it.
prisoner that can
Okay,
play
I
Baseball of
got
the
you.
Year.
The award was
One that
voted.
didn't die.
I got something here. The award was voted upon by one writer from each city in the league in the AL until 1930. Players and managers and previous winners were eligible. So is it? That's how they've. I don't know. I guess that is weird. So in 1930, they said players, managers, and previous winners can vote.
That's weird.
So it's no wonder he only got 1, because he was at the tail end of his career, where he stopped in 1935. And that's whenever they started introducing the award, was 1931.
Okay. Well,
That's weird.
wow.
His numbers definitely stand out too.
Yeah.
Just his,
He led the league in home runs 11 times.
yeah.
One
Just
year.
look at the on base plus slugging percentage.
Wade. The 1 year is with 11 home runs.
Of course it was.
He-
Yeah,
but he was pitching too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also has an ERA title.
Yes, he has an ERA title.
Wasn't he a
yeah.
really good pitcher? Like,
He won the World Series as an ace.
yeah, I was gonna say.
That was back with the Sox. Yeah, he leads. He pretty much leads the league in OPS every year.
Like he has an all-time record, like the career OPS record.
1.164.
Yeah, and like
So
the
it's
career
1,000 OPS.
career slugging record too.
1,100. Yeah, the slug is 690. And he's also the all-time leader in OPS plus, which is 206. But
Like his power numbers are just ridiculous.
It was
really ridiculous
compared to what everyone else was doing back
Right.
then.
Right.
He
That's
was
what made it so crazy.
He was the
Yeah.
one to pioneer it.
he was hitting more home runs than the entire teams.
Teams, yes.
Yeah.
By the way, he led the majors in strikeouts one year, like hitting strikeouts, with 58. He led the major leagues with 58 strikeouts. We have 10, 12 guys a
month.
year get to 200 strikeouts
Right,
in a
yeah.
season right now.
Did Aaron Judge just have like? How many did he have? He was. I know he's in the
Aaron
hundreds.
Judge has had multiple 200 strikeout seasons.
Yeah.
I don't know if he
Yeah.
did it this year or not, but I know he's done it.
Like Chris Davis back when he was
Oh,
playing for the
Lord.
Orioles, struck out all the time, nonstop. He had
Well, Adam Dunn struck out all the time. now.
Dave Kingman was
Mhm.
bad about it.
So he has 714 home runs, and he hit 342 for his career.
I mean, he's the most iconic baseball player ever,
Yes.
by far.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
he's still a household name, and he's played almost 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Or I guess when depending on if you count which part of his career. Yeah, I mean, he did play over 100 years ago,
Right.
and everyone knows the name Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Like the other guys we've talked about so far, as amazing as they were, and to some people they're very iconic and popular, but there's lots of people that don't know who Clemente is, or Robinson, or Ichiro, but even non-baseball fans know who Babe Ruth is.
Yeah. Everybody knows.
And he
who
played
Babe Ruth
100
is.
years ago. That's insane.
Mhm.
That is insane how iconic of a figure he is in just American history.
Yeah. He has over 500 doubles. He has 136 triples, 700 home runs. Like that's a ridiculous amount of extra base hits.
Triples don't count. Fat ass was getting that many triples. That's why I don't count them. Nah.
You know he could run faster than him.
No,
He's only
even sober half the
He's
time.
6'2", 215.
215. Get out of town.
That's what it's listed. That's what it's listed.
That's
at.
what it says.
Maybe at age
Everybody
15.
else was 135, so he just looked big.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'll look up how much he weighs on Google Weight, but yeah, 215.
Oh, no way.
I mean, he stole 123 bases.
Yeah,
He's quicker than you, Wade.
I doubt it.
He had
beat you in a
he had
race.
more stolen bases than Clemente.
I mean, he played outfield in professional baseball. I mean,
So he just stood
Yeah.
by first base like the other guys?
He weighs 215.
No, he doesn't. He does not weigh 215.
Yes, he does.
Maybe at age 15 or
Barry
16.
Bonds weighs 215.
Maybe before the roids, I'll believe that.
All these Yankees weigh Joe DiMaggio 194, Mickey Mantle 198, Lou Gehrig 200.
I can believe some of those, but paper.
David Robinson, 6.
He wasn't.
6
Oh, this picture he doesn't look that. He doesn't look that big.
no, he's not that. Like he's
Well,
not
okay,
like
well, that one.
comparatively to like
Wait.
today's athletes.
First thing that came up after I Googled it, and someone says, in what universe does Babe weigh 215?
Yeah.
Yeah. 215. Get out of town.
That was his rookie season, guys.
No, I mean, when he was
that's
younger, he might have been.
That's an athletic slide right there.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see. I mean, Babe Ruth has a very, very strong case to be the greatest player of all time.
He just looks.
Oh, yeah.
He looks so old in pictures of him. Like any picture you see of him.
What year is that picture?
I don't know.
Is it because it's in black and white? Is that why it looks?
No.
I mean, he does look old, but I mean, he played till he was 40.
Everyone,
so, I mean,
everyone looked really, really old
Well,
back then.
not only that though, but I'm sure he did look older than he was because he drank and he smoked constantly. That's I mean, that just makes you age.
Yeah, would you say he's the first superstar?
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Ty Cobb before him.
Ty Cobb played before him.
But Ty Cobb was hated.
It's still famous if you're hated.
Are you famous or you infamous?
Oh, shoot.
Well, yeah. What? Honest Wagner before him.
Yeah, Honus Wagner and Cap
Yeah.
Hansen played before that.
There's a pitcher. There's a big time pitcher from before Babe too.
Cy Young.
I've been Cy Young.
Cy Young.
Yeah.
Cy Young or Grover Alexander. Those guys are the old ones.
Grover Cleveland Alexander. Oh.
So if we
By
gave,
the time- by
have
the
we
time-
given Babe his due?
Yeah.
By the time he retired,
He has a 474 on base percentage too, by the
yeah,
way,
which is nuts.
and over 2,000 walks.
So the time he retired, he led almost every statistical category except for hits and stolen bases.
He almost has 300 hits or 3,000 hits. I mean,
he's close.
yeah, 127 away. So
That's called a goat, Drew.
He's a liability.
For those of you who can't see the TV, obviously, we're telling Drew that Rudy Gobert is the goat.
He's a liability on the court.
So,
Alright.
Ruth, number 2. We're all in agreement on that one.
Yeah, so Babe made the list. So everybody just has one player left, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
And that player is Hank Aaron.
Yep.
The true home run king.
Ray?
That's right.
Yeah, I got Hank Aaron.
The home run king. Home run king.
Hammer and Hank.
Oh, his career stats are insane. Insane.
This is another guy that played forever.
3,300 games.
Yeah.
25 All-Star games.
But his, oh my goodness, it's so
'Cause
crazy.
here's the thing. His home run numbers, if you look at him year by year, you're like, oh, that's solid.
Yeah.
But he was just stupid consistent for 23 years.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
He did for
insane.
20
He
years.
wasn't going out. He never hit 50. He only hit 40 once. Like, you're like, like, he wasn't out there just mashing home runs. But
Right.
he's like, well, I'm going to hit 30 this year. And 30, and 35, and 37, and 32, and 35. I almost got killed by a cat.
Yeah, I mean, he
Oh,
said
wait,
it,
I was looking at the wrong thing. He hit 40 home runs 3 times. Sorry.
I think he did it like 5 times. Maybe 6. But
Who's counting?
your point was still correct.
Yes. Yes.
He is consistently good to great for 2 straight decades without really slowing down. And it's like his career totals are insane.
He almost got 250 stolen bases, too.
He's the all-time leader in RBIs.
And
Yeah.
he's really the all-time leader in home runs.
Right.
He's the all-time leader in total bases.
Yeah.
He's in the top 5 in hits or top 10, something like that.
3,700. I mean, there's 2 guys in the 4,000 hit club, so he's behind them. But I'd have to look. So hold on.
But I'm pretty sure he's pretty high up on the doubles list.
I mean, he's one of 7 players ever to be 3,500, and he's got 700. So he's
He's also
Yeah.
got almost 2,200 runs scored. Like, you can easily make a case. And after playing for all those years, he maintained a batting average over 300.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hank Aaron's 3rd all-time in hits.
Yeah, so that just get out of here. Just
Yeah.
3rd all time in hits, 1st home runs, 1st total bases, 1st RBIs, probably top 5 in
He
runs
stole
scored.
240 bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is, after everything we just named, he has 1 MVP.
Yeah.
Like, that's nuts. And he got 3 Gold Gloves.
But I want you to think about this. All the outfield we just talked about, we're talking about all-time greats here. A ton of them played at the same time.
Well, him
Man-
and Willie Mays played together.
Mays, Aaron, Mantle, Williams, Musial, all played at the same time.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive, dude. Can you
Like,
imagine?
That's 5 of the greatest players of all time.
I imagine Sports Center every night if there was such a thing back then. Like,
Oh.
this is what Hank Aaron did.
Well, and
Like,
that's
some of
probably
those
why
guys
he.
are a little
That's probably why he
spread out.
didn't win the MVPs, is because he didn't have those like holy shit numbers. They were
Yeah.
like they were
Yeah.
still. I would take his average numbers on a yearly basis for a baseball player. That but then like guys were just doing that.
But when we talk about the MVPs, not a lot of these guys had a ton. I mean,
Well, they spread 'em
outside
out
the
between-
Yankees.
Yeah, they
yes,
spread them all out.
yeah, so like he only had one.
Well, for almost their, like, throughout the majority of their entire primes, him, Mays, McCovey, and Mantle all played almost the exact same time.
yeah.
So, I mean, that right there is... Well, and Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson was around the same time for a large part of this
Mhm.
time. And maybe... When did Clemente play?
Hold on, I got
60s into the early 70s, I think.
Well, so
He's-
yeah. So he's there. Clemente's there with him, too.
He started in 55 and played to 72.
Yeah.
Well, Hank Aaron's 54 to 76. So,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're together.
everybody we just...
And Clemente's got an MVP.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like it was just going everywhere all the time. There wasn't a time where somebody like Trout or Bonds would win 3 or 4 in a row.
Well,
What
if
a nightmare to be a pitcher in that era.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Hank Aaron one night. Wait, no, that wouldn't be possible.
And then go to
Trying to think.
Pittsburgh and
Yeah.
get some Clemente action and
Well, yeah. I mean,
Well,
can
some
you
of
imagine?
these-
I mean, like you're talking about the National League in the 50s. one night you might play Clemente, the next night you might play Frank Robinson, the next night you play Willie Mays, then you play Hank Aaron, and Willie Mays is hitting with Willie McCovey behind him.
Right.
You know, like that. That's 5 guys right there in your conference.
I'm sure we could just keep. If you looked and dug into it, you'd have a lot more Hall of Famers from there too. But
Most definitely.
I think Killer Brew played at that time. You know, like
When did Mel Ott and Al Kaline play?
well, Mel Ott, we just established that last week. He retired in like 47 or
He's
something
right.
like that.
Might be around that time.
Al Kaline might be, yeah. Let's look
Maybe. But yeah, that's
Al Kaline 53 to 74.
yep,
So
same
yeah,
exact time.
Same time.
Same exact time as everybody's
Yeah.
name. That's crazy.
Mm.
I mean, so would we be going out on a limb to say that the 50s and 60s are probably the heyday of Major League Baseball? I mean, like,
Some pretty good guys.
Yeah, some pretty good guys.
And their numbers don't lie because they're still.
And really,
yeah.
yeah.
And wait, is that late enough for you? Are we out of your bad era?
do you think
A
about?
lot of the guys I pick on is from like 1905, 1899.
Do you think
shit
their
like
games
that.
would translate against the starting pitchers that go 5 innings, and then you get 5 relievers that are all throwing 100 miles an hour? You know, do you?
Yes.
How do you think? What do you think about that?
Well, here I have a lot of opinions about this. Actually, this is one of my things. So, yes, I do believe that guys throw harder now, and we obviously switch pitchers, so guys are fresher now. But the strike zone is the size of a fucking toaster instead of shoulders to knees, or armpits to knees. Give me that 2 inches there.
That changed in 49.
Armpits to knees. Plus, they have lowered the mound, so it's easier to hit off of. I mean, so if these guys were hitting off a more raised mound, which is ridiculous to think about, and they had a huge strike zone. So, like, yes, there are some things that make the pitchers better, but there's also some things that make the pitchers worse. I mean, can you imagine if guys did what today, only they could pitch to you from shoulders to knees? I mean, nobody'd ever get a hit. You know, they lowered the mound because, I'm trying to remember what year, 1972, I think, or 1970, 71, somewhere right there. Only one player in Major League Baseball hit 300, and they were like, man, it's too hard for the hitters.
Did they lower it once because like Bob Gibson had some insane season, and like, well, I mean, he was like the head of the Snake. Obviously, there was more than just him, but he did. It was something insane, like 1 point.
Yeah, ridiculously low ERA.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
Koufax,
struck out like 300
Koufax had
batters or something.
Koufax had like a 1 ERA for like 5 straight years.
right, yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it was like right after. I just remember watching something. I thought it was right after like Bob Gibson did something. And like the whole league, like you said, was down, and Bob
Yeah, like-
Gibson like set a bunch of records or something. And
The,
they're like, we
the
gotta
reason I'm
lower
really
it.
familiar with this is like Yaz won the Triple Crown that year, and his batting average was 301. So it's like, you know, like nobody in the league could hit, and they're like, hey, we're gonna lower the mound. So I do believe there are some benefits, but I also believe they've made it easier too. I mean, the strike zone is this goddamn big. Nobody's listening to me can see. I'm holding my hands up, but the strike zone, I might be a little bit exaggerating by saying the size of a toaster, but it's not much bigger. Like the strike zone is tiny now. The hitters know they've got to bring the ball here.
But yet they still strike out 300 times a.
Yeah.
Well, that's analytics related. Analytics are now like you've got to try and hit a home run on every pitch. You know, because first off, singles are bad, and you know, so you and it's better to try and hit a home run and strike out than it is to hit 350. So
Yeah, but I mean the strike zone thing, that makes sense. But at the same time, strike zone doesn't matter if you just make a guy swing and miss. I mean, so if you're just nasty and people can't hit your shit and they swing at it, it doesn't really matter. Like I don't.
no, but I mean like if obviously right now if you took me and any of us and told us go strike out a guy in the majors, none of us would do it.
Oh,
I mean, no, we wouldn't. We wouldn't do it. It would never happen. You know, but if you told me I had a strike zone that was from shoulders to knees, I'd feel a lot better about it. I'm not saying I would do it. No, that's not the case I'm trying to make.
EFS
You know, like, I mean, we're talking about feet. We're talking about feet being taken off the strike zone. Not a few inches here and there. We're talking about feet being taken off the strike zone. I don't know.
Well, let's say
Not only that, but they've hardened the shit out of the ball.
Oh yeah, I'm up.
Yeah.
They've changed the ball a lot.
Well, let's say some of the pitching stuff for the coming weeks.
I mean, yeah, we do have
We have
pitchers in the next
yeah.
3 weeks.
that
so.
list might be long.
I'm going to say this week was a stacked list, but the pitchers list, like starting pitchers list,
That's
could
gonna
be
get insane.
Could be ridiculous. Yeah, try and narrow it down to 3. So, yeah. Did I see Donovan Mitchell limping?
I don't know. He made a basket and was just trotting down the court.
Maybe he was doing the fake limp into the gritty. I don't know. This seems to be a thing going on, Drew.
It does. It does.
Limp into the gritty or
Yeah.
limp into the twerk? Because the Vikings running back got fined by
Yeah, he did.
Take your poison.
Because he was like this. You guys can't see it, but he was like.
Yeah, but you know where he got that? Some female soccer player did it.
Yeah.
And he copied her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find it funny.
All right, well, guys, we have 2 guys that are already on, and Babe and Hank Aaron, and then we have 3 guys for 1 spot: Ichiro, Frank Robinson, and Roberto Clemente.
Well, unfortunately, Ichiro's numbers don't stack up to those 2 guys, and his longevity was there, but he didn't really play the games his final 3 seasons. He was there more for moral support, and they gave him pretty cool tribute by going back to Japan and playing his last 2 games, but Ichiro will bow out of this one.
So where are you moving your vote?
Just looking, that is who I'm going to lean with, is Mr. Robinson.
Yeah.
Well, since we're outvoted,
I won't drag it out like Ray and Wade did.
I made some good points. You just
You
want
know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm going to change my mind.
No, I have a question, though, before we do this. Why did you all pick Clemente over Robinson or Ichiro or whatever the guys?
You know, we didn't even talk about Tony Gwynn, but that's, you know.
Yeah, Tony Gwynn is a great player. He has like
is.
3,500 hits, more than Ichiro and Clemente, and we didn't even talk about him.
Nope.
yeah.
That is true. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, if we're just going to name off good players that played in right field, we have a long ways to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode.
Oh, yeah? Name one.
I don't know.
Thought so.
Well, I mean, we didn't bring up Tony Gwynn. We didn't bring up Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. We didn't bring up Mel Ott, even though we brought him up in like the past 2 episodes.
Right.
We didn't bring it. Well, I mean, we said him earlier, but we didn't talk about Al Kaline.
Yeah.
Dave Winfield,
Andre
Dawson.
Yeah, we're both good.
Never heard of him.
I'll say Frank Robinson and Clemente were my 2.
Yeah.
I went back and forth. I remember watching Clemente, or at least seeing him. I don't really remember watching Frank Robinson.
No, I went with Clemente because he had 9 more Gold Gloves.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
defense is.
Actually,
So, and I knew the other 2 were so powerful. I was going to throw a little bit more of a defensive guy there.
That's a fair point.
Actually, it was 11 more Gold Gloves.
Oh, it's 11.
yeah,
12 to 1.
12 to 1.
Yeah. So yeah.
Average was better, more hits, but home runs he wasn't anywhere near him, and he was quite a bit less than the RBIs.
Yeah. I mean, accolades wise, they both had 2 World Series. They both have a World Series MVP.
About the same
so
All-Star games too.
yeah, so I mean, he's right there with him. Clemente's right there with him with awards.
By the way, can you imagine if Frank Robinson would have stuck around? Because he played during the Big Red Machine, but he had left Cincinnati. What if he'd have stayed and been part of the Big Red Machine?
Right, been part of that.
That would have been insane.
He'd have had, what, 3 more World Series?
Well, just that team.
That team would have been even more insane.
Yeah, they won 3 more without him. So,
Yeah.
we're talking about a guy with 5 or 6 World Series.
Holy moly.
Man.
Maybe another couple World Series MVPs, depending on what happened.
Yeah, that's a...
They win some more with him.
Maybe.
Mm.
I mean, they were already loaded to the gills.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the greatest catcher of all time. Well, we discussed that,
Yeah.
and we've done that episode.
The all-time hits leader.
The all-time hits leader in Pete Rose. Joe Morgan, who also made our second base list.
Right.
Yeah. I think I had him number 1 all time.
We also have George Foster, who's he played, the outfield?
Didn't it?
He
some
hit
reason
50 home runs one year.
For some reason, I thought I remember someone saying that he has the longest recorded home run ever.
I believe he does.
Yeah.
'Cause, AC used to bring it up all the time.
That might be where I remember.
AC was obsessed with George
Shout out
Foster.
Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd bring Aaron on so fast if he lived up here still.
But you know that it would be 6, 5, and 1 because Andre Dawson would be on there and he wouldn't budge.
No, here's AC's opinion on sports arguments. If you don't pick your favorite player, you're not loyal. So he will refuse to change his mind. Andre Dawson is the greatest baseball player of all time, and he will refuse to come off it.
We've been trying for a decade
Yeah.
to get him off of that.
Now,
that
his all-time favorite basketball player is Michael Jordan.
Oh.
So you're like, okay,
Okay.
you won't come off that. Gotcha. But his favorite baseball player is Andre Dawson because he's a Cubs fan, and in football, oh man, we got to hear about Terry Bradshaw.
Oh,
the greatest quarterback of all time. Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Shout out there. Shout out
You
to
could
Aaron.
invite him in the podcast.
He moved to Texas. But yes, I would love to have it because he's so argumentative, isn't he, buddy?
Oh yeah.
He will
He's
argue
fun.
about
He's
anything.
fun.
Oh man, he is a lot of fun.
But like, so you see the 450 more touchdowns Peyton has than Terry Bradshaw? That's why he's better.
How many rings? How many rings?
Yeah.
Like 5 MVPs, 5 MVPs.
Shut up. How many
Then we'll bring
rings?
out my ace, Tom Brady.
Oh God.
So back to Roberto Clemente and Frank Robinson, though. I got us all there.
You can go either way with this one.
I just haven't pulled up on the comparison thing, so I just tell them their stats. As far as runs scored, Frank Robinson has about 400 more. As far as hits, Clemente has about 57 more. As far as doubles, Frank Robinson has almost 100 more. Triples, Clemente has about 100 more. As far as home runs go, Robinson has
almost
about
350.
Yeah.
He's way over in there.
RBIs, he has 500 more. Stolen bases, he's at like a little over 100 more for Robinson, actually, which is weird for a slap hitter to not steal bases. Boggs didn't steal bases, and Tony Gwynn didn't steal that many either, but it is weird.
Robinson walked 1,400 times and Clemente walked 600 times.
Yeah. Strikeouts, Frank Robinson does have about 300 more strikeouts. And 400 more games. I guess I should have said that earlier. And their batting average is 317 to 294. But Frank Robinson has 30 points on him on base percentage, which is it's a lot.
It's all those walks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the slugging percentage is 475 to 537. And
I don't think you can go wrong either way. You know.
No.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Well, I'll give in.
Drew? It's 10:30. I'll go to Robinson.
All right. Good deal.
Sounding old there, Drew. It's 10:30.
I appreciate it.
I'm being nice to you guys. I have to go to work early tomorrow morning because I'm not getting up till 9 tomorrow. So I'm gonna go home and stay up. So I'm not gonna drag this out.
All right,
for you
so
guys.
for the listeners, our 3 greatest right fielders of all time are as follows: Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, and Frank Robinson. I didn't think there was a snowball's chance in hell I was going to get Frank Robinson on this list before this started. I thought I was going to be alone. And that will end our right field portion of this episode and lead us into trivia. Drew?
Well, everyone's grabbing their boards. Maybe. Right. Wade's trying to find a marker.
Drew, give me something with multiple choice.
No. Well, I mean, it is multiple choice. There's multiple. There could be multiple answers.
Oh, okay.
Anybody? Yeah. You ready?
We ready?
Yeah.
Who is the first player on a last place team to win the MVP?
Wait, you say that again?
Who is the first player in MLB history to win the MVP on the last place team in their division?
The only player to do it?
This is the first.
Oh, the first player to do it.
I found this interesting. Because normally, in all sports, if your team sucks, you don't win the MVP. Unless it's something.
Well, I'm not gonna. I'll say that in a minute.
I got someone down.
Unless it's something like outrageous.
Has everybody got something?
No.
No.
I'll just put down a name.
Let me get my board.
Yes. Well, I know that the player I have down did it. Whether he's the first or not, I don't know.
Yeah. I think I have a decent guess, but I don't know. It's baseball.
Buddy, you got one now?
I just put Willie Mays. I don't know. If
I love it how he just.
Ray?
Yeah, we'll go ahead. Go.
All right. I said Mike Trout.
Okay.
I put Ted Williams.
Okay.
I said Ty Cobb.
Okay.
I said Ty Cobb.
Okay. Yeah. Wait.
Willie Mays.
Okay.
I said Tony Gwynn.
Andre Dawson.
Oh.
Which it was funny that he was brought up. I had it at the beginning, and then as you guys started talking about it, I said, "Oh crap!"
So that's what, the 80s or 90s?
Yeah.
It wasn't ridiculously a long time ago.
It was in 1987. He hit 287, 49 home runs, and 137 RBIs.
Isn't he in the 40-40 club?
Yeah. Either that or 30-30.
Yeah. All right, Wade, you got one?
Yep. All right. What player was killed by a pitch from Yankees pitcher Carl Mays?
Oh,
I just asked this question like 3 weeks ago.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember it, so good job, Wade.
All right. I'll look up a different one. Someone else can go then.
Yeah,
Uncle
I'll
Dave?
go ahead and go. I'll go ahead and go. Give Wade time.
It did sound familiar when he said it. So I was like,
That didn't sound familiar to me.
Okay, well, I've been on in the outfield. I've been on a steals theme. So one more steal question. What is the most steals by a person in a game?
Oh.
So you want the number or the player?
The number.
oh.
All right, I got to guess. You can answer pretty fast there, buddy. You think you know this one?
Yeah, I know this one.
Oh, okay.
Huh. I don't know. Just gonna write a number down.
What was it? Steals in a game?
Give me a bonus point. I'll tell you who did it too.
He's all about his bonus points.
Buddy's just trying to bury Ray over here.
Well,
Here, I'll give you a shovel, buddy. Damn.
after this episode, Ray's gonna, if Buddy gets another one, he's gonna have to start getting multiple points an episode to catch him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna
I got
start
an
talking
answer.
to the funeral home.
So you guys got
All right, I said 5.
Said 6.
8.
5.
Everyone's in between. It's 7.
it's.
Oh,
7.
my gosh.
That's right.
Buddy's so confident.
I knew that one.
Who did it?
Billy Hamilton.
That's
not
right.
not Billy Hamilton that we know. Like
Oh, the old
1890s.
1894.
Oh, wait, it's one of your boys.
7.
I think the modern record is 6. But he did.
Because
Oh, so I was.
the reason I knew that is because I was looking up the Ricky Henderson steal stuff. Like he had the 5 steals in the game. That was the most Ricky Henderson did.
Okay.
So
So this episode's not over, so Buddy can still score more. But you're behind 4 points, Ray, with 3 episodes to go.
I know. I already got my next video.
What is
I'm
it?
doing.
Right hand starter, left hand starter, and closers or relief pictures.
And closers, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Got one, Wade?
Yep. I'll look something up. It might be used. Who knows? Back in 1931, a 17-year-old softball pitcher pitched against the Yankees and struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Oh, I have no idea.
I just asked this 2 weeks ago.
God damn it. Did you? No. Okay. I didn't know.
No, but I did know there was a girl that struck out Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth, but I don't have no idea
I
what
don't know the girl's name.
That's why sports sucked back in the day. God.
What do you mean? Didn't Jenny Finch strike out Barry Bonds?
Yes, she did.
Yes, she
What do
did.
you mean it doesn't count?
Couldn't have been any better.
While he was on steroids.
Yeah, what do you mean it doesn't count?
That's right.
It's
I
modern.
thought he struck out Albert Pujols.
He was too
Was it
busy
Barry
watching
Bonds?
her to hit the ball.
It was Barry.
Was it Barry?
She was fine, man. Or she is
Yeah.
fine, I should say. She's, whew. My wife doesn't listen, so whatever.
Oh, I've said much worse about it.
That's true. That's
I don't know which
true.
episode that was.
That's very true. That was way back in like middle of basketball.
Yeah.
Wait, that
I've had a few dandies on there. That's all right. Anyway, we don't need to go into it.
We had to edit a couple of them out.
All right.
All right. So I'm just looking for a
Everybody got an
woman's
answer?
name. Do we have to get both names or just one? Or
Just write a couple names down.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, I got one.
I'm ready
I
then.
might have just deleted it after. Okay. I
No
got
one's gonna get it.
I'm ready.
All right. I said Johnson.
Say Carol Williams.
I said
Carol Haskins.
Babe Harris.
Okay.
Dorothy Rockefeller. Sound like old names.
I said Betty Bootsy Collins.
Yes.
Name was Jackie Mitchell.
Jackie,
So
I could guess
close.
That's my
that.
second guess.
Oh,
Damn
my
it.
bad.
That was so close. All right, buddy. You got one?
Yep. Okay. So, in the mid 1800s, there was a rule. Okay, it's no longer a rule anymore. It was called patching. What is patching? Just give me a vague description of what patching is.
Patching.
Mid 1800s, it was a rule. They eliminated it. They said you can no longer do it. It was called patching. Patching.
So we just have to give a short description
Yep.
of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you intentionally fuck with the field to fuck with the other team.
Write it down on the board.
Okay. Yes, I have
It's
to
not
write.
how I would describe this, but that's what they called it, patching.
I have no idea.
That's why I just blurted that shit out. I don't know.
I
I
like,
wrote down fucking with field.
I like how you said vague description.
Anything to benefit you.
Thank you.
Weird.
Appreciate that.
All right, I got an answer.
1 second.
Everybody got one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Drew?
Yeah.
All right, I put moving the fence.
Okay.
But putting stuff on your bat.
Oh, okay.
Not bad.
No answer.
You can do that.
You heard what I said.
It's called pine tar.
I know,
I
but
said-
more illegal stuff back
I
then.
said something to do with the ball.
It is something to do with the ball.
Okay.
And that's vague.
Get a point?
They would throw the ball at you to get you out. That was patching. So if you're running the baselines, I could throw it at your
But
face.
at that time, they played with a beanbag, not a baseball.
Right. But so it was the bag, sorry.
Go ahead and give Ray a point.
Sorry.
No.
It's baseball.
He gave a vague answer.
It's a baseball game.
It's a vague answer. No, but they would actually throw the ball at you while you're running the bases to get you out instead of tagging or touching the base.
So like playing kickball.
yeah.
Yeah.
So after they got rid of that rule, they said they destroyed all the masculinity in baseball with that rule being removed.
Hmm. Because back then, they would allow you, because the ball was so soft, because it was like a beanbag, you could catch it on the end of your bat and fling it.
Yeah.
That's why guys hit like 500 back then. Because you could aim it and
Wait, this is the 18
Preach to the choir, baby.
before the freaking
Ty Cobb.
That was not when Ty Cobb was. Okay, we're not
Just
even.
launching beanbag
No, it's
triples.
1905.
Yeah, this was 25 years before that.
Oh,
The only reason he had so many triples is he was elusive. He just kept dodging the beanbag.
It was dodgeball. He would jump over it. Like they throw it at your legs, you just jump.
I'm not
over
gonna lie, it would bring some action.
It was.
You know what I mean?
Or, remember the Rob Dibble? Like, where
Until
he
someone like Nolan Ryan got a hold of it.
Look what they would have done to Barry Bonds.
Oh yeah. Can't wear armor everywhere, Barry.
Wait till you're around him first.
Yeah, we're
looks
put
like
Nolan on second and have him throw it at you. Here comes a 108-mile-an-hour beanbag.
From 30 feet away.
It was a home run? Sorry about that.
Sorry. So guys, am I giving Ray a point or not?
Give him a point.
Ray gets a point. Ray's on the board.
I already extended my lead over him anyway.
He's just calling it my lead. It's not the guest lead. It's my lead.
I am the record holder, damn it.
He's coming up on me and Uncle Doug. I think.
Yeah, he's only 1 point behind Uncle Doug.
Well, Uncle Doug's only one behind me, so.
Yeah.
This might be the phase.
All right, what's the next one?
Ray.
Okay.
Oh.
Who is currently the active leader
Oh, boy.
in career Gold Gloves won as a catcher?
But active.
Active is the key word there. Active.
Depends on how long this question was.
Yeah, when did Ray write this down? If he
Because there's someone who just retired.
yeah, no, we count it. And we're in the middle of a season, so is he...
By the way, speaking of retirees, Waino didn't retire.
No.
I thought that whole point of those three was the three of them were retiring together. So then why did he get taken off the field with them at the end in the middle of the last game?
He just went out with Yachty because they pitched, set the record together and all that.
Yeah, he wasn't going to keep
And at the
pitching with
beginning
that
of the year,
guy.
they talked about it, but since he had such a good season, he decided they asked him to come back.
That last game, he wasn't pitching well, was he? Anyway?
No, towards the end of the year, he wasn't.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I thought he was strong.
But during the beginning of the year, he actually was pitching well.
Well, I don't know if he. Okay, I don't know if Yachty counts for this question. or
Yeah,
not.
so I was gonna, yeah, no way.
Yeah.
So, Ray, can we know, is it
Is it Yachty?
Yachty?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that ain't
Okay.
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 We can go off that.
Yeah, because he's not active, but
Active.
he would have been active like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if this question was just a smidge bit old, like I just didn't know. Okay.
Look, these
Yeah.
are legit questions. I pulled them straight off MLB.com.
No, it's a legit question.
No, yeah.
It's just depending on like what time the article or the thing was
Because you
made.
know how Wade was with the sacks? He was off by like...
Apparently, Bengals history is not well recorded. Because
Tyler knew.
he looked it up on a different website.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I got an answer.
None of y'all knew who it was anyway. It didn't matter.
Oh man, I need an answer.
I know those guys. I think won a couple. I don't know.
I don't know. I think that he actually does.
I don't watch baseball anymore. I'm just being honest. I don't know who wins what.
I'm stuck because I got a couple.
All right, I got my guess. That's what it is. Guess.
Yeah, it's a guess.
I put the the guy from the Phillies.
Realmuto?
Realmuto.
Yeah, that's what I put too.
Yeah,
Put the guy for the Royals.
Oh,
put
Perez.
Contreras.
That's a good one.
I put
I
Contreras.
know he's been
the
around a
Cardinal
long
catcher.
time.
Drew might
I
have got
think
that one.
I think it is Perez, but I put Jan Gomes.
Drew, who'd you say?
Perez for the Royals.
Salvador Perez?
Yes.
Yep.
With 5.
Bang.
You got it, Drew.
All right.
Let's
You
go.
just took the lead.
I
I
didn't
also
even-
set the.
I just looked at all the logos so I could try and like picture the catchers, and I saw the Royals. Didn't even pop in my head whatsoever.
He's like the only Royal I probably
Yeah.
know anymore. But if I wouldn't guess that, I was going to guess Contreras.
Yeah.
Well, he also holds the record for most home runs in a season by a catcher.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just said it
yeah,
a couple
yeah,
years
years
ago.
ago.
Didn't
Yeah,
he?
2 years ago. Yeah, he hit a bunch.
It was like,
like 48 or
He
something.
was
Yeah.
he was mashing.
no one
And
was
I
talking
think that-
about it because the Royals suck.
When I think that was the same year that old dude from the Blue Jays, now for the Rangers, who's the second baseman, Simeon.
oh,
he
yeah.
set the
Rings, baby.
second base record that year.
That could have been. Yeah.
Hey, you and me both picked them to go to the finals. You can't be dissing on 'em right now.
I can.
The
But I don't want
Timberwolves?
him to go.
The Timberwolves.
Why would you not want the
Good
Clippers
call.
to go?
No. Rudy ain't going to get him there.
Hey, did you, buddy? Did you listen to our basketball preview episode?
No, did not.
Well, we all gave a a bold prediction, and my bold prediction is that even after their huge trade, the Timberwolves will win less games than last year.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's not really even a bold prediction.
Well, everybody before the year was talking about how they were so awesome.
Which I don't understand. You know, what is it?
Their weakness last year was rebounding and defense. They just went out and got the best rebounder and best defender.
But then you gave up 8 other players. So now their weakness is everything else besides rebounding.
One other really funny part about our predictions.
What?
Mine was the same as like Drew's or something, so I just thought of something on the top of my head, so it wouldn't be the same. And my bold prediction isn't even something that exists. I said John Wall will be comeback player of the year. There's no such thing as that in the NBA.
I think one of mine was the Pelicans were going to make the Western
that was
Conference
mine,
Finals.
yeah.
Which
I was-
right now looks good.
Yeah, dude, one seed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like made the finals or something, but I didn't want to copy Drew.
I think they just came out with the comeback player of the year in the NBA.
did they, or was it clutch player of the year?
Well, they did do the clutch thing because that's the Jerry West Award.
Because I like.
Dude, they just made so many awards and named them after so many great players.
Did anyone else agree with me that Kareem should be the MVP? award?
Yeah, he has the most.
He has the most ever. I know Jordan's Jordan, but you can give Jordan a different one. Give the guy that has the most MVPs the MVP.
But I think the way they were looking, this is just my opinion. I think the way they were looking at it is the MVP is for the best player, and Jordan's the best player.
yeah, but he wasn't the best player the most times. But I thought it was good though. Like, give him the scoring title trophy because he has more scoring titles than anyone else in NBA history. So give him the scoring title one. Give Kareem the MVP.
So I wonder how often they're going to change these.
That's what I was wondering.
Well, as soon as LeBron retires, he'll get one.
Yeah.
That's what I
Kevin-
thought.
Right, but who are they going to take it from? Like, that's going to be weird. Especially if they're going to name them like this. Like, okay, so this person has this many Michael Jordan trophies. Okay, cool. But now it's called the LeBron trophy. And then 20 or 30 years after that, it's going to be called the Joe Smo trophy.
Or I have.
You know what I mean? That's going to be
I
weird.
have 3 Magic Johnsons and 1 Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is in reality 4. Yeah, whatever.
Well, and the ones that got me was like most improved was George Mikan.
yeah,
like,
Mikan.
what is? Not that I dislike George Mikan, but like, what does he have to do with the most improved
Right.
player? You know, like,
they're probably just trying to respect some of the really old guys because they got him and Havlicek in there.
yeah.
Anyway, we are recording a baseball episode.
All right, Al,
That's true.
Your trivia question.
Oh yeah, my trivia question. Here's mine.
I got one more.
What San Francisco Giant player once hit a home run but did not score? If you know this, I'll be ticked.
I'll write it down for you.
Yeah, that's usually how this works.
I'll show you. I remember. Oh shoot, I forgot it.
Drew knows it.
Drew, you gotta get me on this TikTok about these baseball answers.
Dude, you just gotta like a couple sports ones, and then people will start popping up with stuff about daily sports, and then they have throwback questions. And that's where I find this stuff.
See, that's what I need in my life for 3 more episodes.
I just guessed a guy that I knew was kind of dumb. So he played for the Giants. Was this like really recent or not really recent?
That depends on what you mean by really. I mean, it wasn't in the last 2 or 3 seasons, but it's
Okay.
it's
Gotcha.
definitely within your baseball watching
All right.
career.
We should all know who it is.
I got a chance then.
I definitely picked somebody really dumb. So
I'll be honest with you guys. It has nothing to do with them being dumb.
Yeah,
Like, it's not their fault.
it's not his fault.
But anyway, has everybody got an answer?
yeah.
Don't let Drew answer yet.
Yeah, well,
Bonds.
But Pablo Sandoval.
Yeah, there's a
I
dumbass.
thought about him. Yeah.
Pins.
I said Bonds as well.
it is Benji Molina.
Benji.
Yeah.
Benji.
So he hit a home run, but they didn't rule it a home run right away,
I keep forgetting to get
and
that too.
they replaced him with a pinch runner.
So then it didn't count.
And then they went to replay, and they ruled it a home run, so the pinch runner scored.
yeah, so Benji doesn't get it.
So he's credited with a home run, but not a run scored.
Oh,
What a
man.
load of trash. That is bullshit. That is some dumbass replay shit right there. Oh my god.
Crazy.
Bang.
So who we got left? Pitchers?
Yep, 2
Pitchers.
pitchers, 3 pitchers episodes. Right-handed starters, left-handed starters, and closers.
Okay.
So anyway, after this week's tallies, those scores are as follows. Drew now has the lead with 9. Alex is in second with 7. Wade in third with 6, followed by Doug with 5, the guest with 4, and Ray now is on the board with a point.
Thank you, buddy, for the layup, baby.
The guess with 4.
We gotta look out for it. Gotta look out for it.
And yes, as you've just heard, we have 3 more episodes, pitcher-dominated episodes, so that's awesome. Don't forget to email in or leave a comment. Actually, give us some 5-star ratings. We would really love that, actually. But we appreciate you tuning in for this right fielder episode, and we would appreciate you tuning in next week for our right-handed starting pitchers episode. And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.